Hello, and welcome to TurfHub's Do-It-Yourself Synthetic Grass Installation video. Demo and Grading. First, remove any existing sod and dirt so there is at least 3 to 4 inches of depth. A sod cutter, shovel, or pick can be used to perform this step. If necessary, be sure to cap, reroute, or remove existing irrigation. Depending on local climate and usage, irrigation should be updated if you plan to use water sprinklers for cooling and cleaning of the turf. Once the install area is cleared, you should treat it with a pre-emergent of your choice. This application can help prevent potential growth of weeds and other vegetation. The second phase is to install the sub-base material. The most common and best material to use for synthetic grass is called decomposed granite or fines at a size of 1/4 inch minus or smaller. After the rock material has been dumped on site, start hauling base with wheelbarrows and dump small piles inside the project. Then spread aggregate into a smooth 3 to 4 inch layer in depth. Continue to work base material until area is filled and smooth. If needed, create a slight grade for optimal drainage. Next, wet the base material thoroughly to allow for proper compaction and avoid the chances of settling. Use a plate compactor to compact base to 95% or greater. Compact the perimeter 2 to 3 times before slowly moving inward, making sure you form a solid foundation for the turf. It's important to smooth ridges and grooves left from the plate compactor by using a hand tamper or trowel. Go around the perimeter one last time with a hand trowel to give it a nice smooth edge for the turf to sit on and to nail into. If you have pets using the grass area, spread a layer of turf zap on top of the base at a ratio of 1/2 pound per square foot. Cutting the turf. Turf material should be rolled out at least 2 hours prior to installation. This allows it to acclimate, which makes it easier to work with during installation. When laying out the turf, make sure to lay each roll with turf fibers facing the same direction. Once the turf is in place, secure one end with 6-inch nails about every 4 to 6 inches apart. Begin stretching the turf and fasten with nails as you move across the opposite end. By stretching the material, it eliminates the possibility of expansion. Seaming the turf. Seaming is a very crucial step, and there are many different methods. The 2 most common ways to seam synthetic grass is using a straight line seam or an S-seam. This demonstration shows an S-seam, which is a more advanced technique in seaming synthetic grass. Once the seams are in place, use 3.5-inch nails to secure each side of the turf at a spacing of about 1 to 2 inches apart. When finishing the nails, make sure to separate the grass blades to avoid pulling the blades down along with the nail. Don't drive the nails too deep into the ground, as it will cause the turf to be pulled down, creating dimples on the surface. Cut away large amounts of slack and make rough cuts around perimeter, which will make it easier for precise cuts against borders. You can then start to make precision cuts using carpet knife from the back of the turf. Make sure your cuts are tight without leaving gaps. Next, secure the perimeter. Install 6-inch nails along the perimeter of the turf at a distance of 6 inches apart. Use the same technique as earlier when finishing the nails so you don't crush the turf fiber or create dimples. Applying the infill material. Before you place the infill into your turf, you want to make sure to power broom or brush the fibers to stand the blades up. After selecting the infill of your choice, apply the product evenly with a drop spreader at a ratio of 1 to 2 pounds per square foot. The infill serves as a root system for turf fibers and also provides adequate weight for the grass. The finishing touch involves power brooming the turf. This process helps evenly distribute the infill material and gives the turf fibers a vertical finished appearance. After thoroughly working in all the infill, walk around the project and with scissors trim away any loose fibers that may have come loose during the power brooming process. The final step is to apply a small amount of water on top of the grass to clean the surface and help settle the infill material into the bottom of the turf. Important tips for a professional installation. 1. 1 yard of base material will cover 80 square feet at a depth of 3 to 4 inches. 2. Allow your turf to acclimate prior to installation. 3. Always stretch and install turf tight. 4. Do not overlap seams. 5. When nailing, make sure turf fibers or thatch do not crush under the nail head. 6. Avoid driving nails into the base too far, which will cause a noticeable dip. 7. Always power broom turf fibers prior to infilling the turf. 8. Always run grain of turf in same direction. After installation, your turf is ready for immediate use. Thank you for watching our synthetic grass installation video, and we hope you enjoy your new eco-friendly synthetic lawn.